On August 24th, 410 AD, the Eternal City Rome was sacked by the Visigoths and their king Alaric. This was the first time in almost 800 years that Rome had fallen to a foreign enemy, and the sack was a major shock to contemporaries, friends, and foes of the empire alike. It is possible that there were a few who saw the coming catastrophe and predicted the downfall of the Eternal City. And just as Rome fell, we have a very reminiscent situation with Total War and its current status. There have been a few that have predicted the fall of Total War. We're not going to talk about today the self-implosion of Creative Assembly or any of the drama surrounding that. What we are going to talk about today is the next generation of Total War killers, because they have arrived. Folks, the Barbarians are at the gates. Let's get right into it. First up, we have Ancient Warfare, the Han Dynasty. This is a war game demonstrating ancient warfare in China, which combines elements of big strategy, RTS, and RPG. You can learn little-known stories of heroes in ancient China by experiencing battles accommodating thousands of soldiers. This is developed by Bamboo Games and published by Cube Game, and is currently available in its early access form on Steam. Legend of Total War actually covered this game a month or so ago. I'll try and leave a link to that stream in the description box if I remember. But certainly, if this is an era of history that you're interested in and you want to try something a little bit different, I think it's definitely worth checking out. I mean, the sheer scale of the battles in this looks very impressive, though I would say just in its early access form and its current iteration, it kind of reminds me of, remember with Transformers, you've got the original, the classic Transformers, they're great, but then there's like sort of like the knockoff version. It kind of feels, or kind of looks to me a little bit of sort of like a knockoff version, maybe not quite the same quality as Total War. However, certainly worth checking out, I think. I think it's got a lot of potential, and like I said, if you are a fan of Chinese history, I think you may really enjoy playing this game. From ancient China to uncharted territory for Total War, we have the Great War Western Front. This is a definitive World War I strategy game. Play a deciding role in history with this real-time tactical experience as you take charge in the iconic Western Front from 1914 to 1919. Pick your faction and lead your forces to victory. This is developed by Petroglyph and published by Frontier Foundry. Now, if Creative Assembly does decide at some point to venture into World War I for a Total War title, which could potentially be a lot of fun, they will have some stiff competition in Western Front. This game has quite a bit of depth. The battles look great, and what really compels me about this game is the dynamic of the trench warfare and actually being able to build and design your trenches. I would love to see this kind of feature added to Total War, even if it's not necessarily in this particular time period. I just think of going back to the Roman period and just the ability to build forts and walls and roads and towers and all kinds of stuff. Would be really fantastic to see basically return to Total War, but return in more detail. So I really like the looks of this game. I am hoping to set aside some time myself to check it out. But if you're interested in World War I and you want a grand strategy, a real-time tactics game to tickle your fancy, I think this could very well do it. From uncharted territory to a completely different genre, yes, that's right, I am including Wartales in my list of potential Total War killers. I adore this game. Wartales is an open world RPG in which you lead a group of mercenaries in their search for wealth across a massive medieval universe, explore the world, recruit companions, collect bounties, and unravel the secrets of the tombs of the ancients. This is developed by Shiru Games and published by Shiru Unlimited, and it's currently on sale on Steam for anyone who's interested. But the thing I love about this game, I know it's completely different from Total War, and what I think Creative Assembly could really learn from Wartales is, first, the way that your mercenary group is represented on the campaign map is fantastic. I know it's just a visual thing, but I think Total War could potentially do something similar. But what Wartales does exceptionally well is the whole management of your group of mercenaries, from the wages to resources, materials, and forging weapon and armors for your group. I think it's just a really great example of how you would have to manage an army in the field, and I think there's a lot to be learned there. Furthermore, one of the aspects I really love about this game is the camp feature, and it would be great to see something like this in Total War. Just imagine you have your Roman army on the march, and you set camp and you get to design your own camp and build different structures in the camp. Have that as your headquarters. You can assign particular characters to particular tasks. I think this is something that could do wonders in a Total War game for immersion and just giving you that feeling of commanding your army. So if you haven't checked out Wartales, I know it's a little different. It's a turn-based strategy game. It's an RPG, but there is a fair bit of depth in terms of army management, and it's a close cousin, let's say, of the Total War game. So certainly worth checking out if you haven't already. Highly recommend this game. It's a lot of fun. Now for the real heavy hitters, Ultimate General American Revolution. This is a sandbox strategy game featuring the epic historical period during the rebellion of the American colonies against the British Empire. Take on the role of the British or American colonists and fight for territorial control over North America. A gripping real-time campaign awaits you on a detailed 3D map where you can build your army and navy, construct military infrastructure, and fully command your armies on a regimental level. If you want even more action, you can fully zoom in and fight massive battles on a battalion level. This game is developed and published by Game Labs and is currently available for purchase at the website ug1775.com. I'll leave a link in the description for you. It's only available in early access. They have a roadmap there outlining the plans for the game, but I got so many good things to say about this game. I've been playing a ton of it of late, and I will be doing a first impressions video soon, followed up by some other small videos that I want to cover some of the battles and things like that about the game. But it's just a fantastic job of immersion between the campaign map and the battle map. I don't want to get into too much detail, but if Creative Assembly has Empire 2 Total War in the works, they're going to have some serious competition with the Ultimate General series. These games are fantastic, and I highly recommend them to anyone who wants to check them out. American Revolution is the latest in the series, but there is also Ultimate General Civil War and Ultimate Admiral Age of Sail. So great little games, highly recommended, and this is potentially a true Total War killer. They've done just a fantastic job with the campaign management side of things, and the battles are maybe not quite there yet for Total War, but they're getting close. They're getting very, very close. So check it out if you haven't already, guys. Ultimate General.
You have been chosen to govern a land of great peril and promise. It has suffered long from the scourge of banditry, but there is another threat, an illegitimate baron who claims the northern territories as his own. Will you prove yourself worthy of this honor, or will you perish by the traitor's steel?
Now for the true heavyweight contender, Manor Lords. This is a medieval strategy game featuring in-depth city building, large-scale tactical battles, and complex economic and social simulations. Rule your lands as a medieval lord. The seasons pass, the weather changes, and cities rise and fall. This will be released on April 26, 2024. It's been delayed. This is a highly anticipated game. It's being developed by Slavic Magic and published by Hooded Horse. I'm not going to talk too much about this game because I want to save that for an upcoming video. We're going to get into some detail. I know it's been covered a fair bit here and there, but I want to give my sort of take on what I love about this game. And in all honesty, Medieval 3, I couldn't care less. I want to play this game. This game has all the appearances of raising the bar, raising a new standard, and could potentially surpass the Total War series. We'll see. I mean, I've got a lot of expectations for the game. We'll see if it lives up to its hype, but all indications are that this is going to be an excellent game and a real potential rival for Total War. So that's my list, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what games I missed. Do you guys agree, disagree with some of the games that I've got in here? I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say about all this stuff. So let me know. I'll see you guys next time. Ragnarok out.